Hello and welcome back to the Finish Line and Talking Points, our weekend review show, where we're going to back through everything that happened, well, the little bit that happened over the weekend, and the absolute farce of fucking IRHB shite and everything that happened at Naas and Navan and the shite that happened today. But anyway, two boys are back. How are you, lads? How was your weekend?
Shite.
Ah, well, hold up now. You were with me on Saturday.
I God's honest back. Oh, decent prices yesterday. I think I had 4 seconds. One of them was I right, and then yes, I did back the thing that came second today in that farce of a race, the Oliver McKiernan horse.
We'll get to that in a minute.
2 bets today, and they were both second.
What about you, Tom? How was the wine fridge? Is it empty? Full?
No, the wine fridge is pretty empty. We opened the Prosecco then on was it Thursday? I think Thursday we opened the Prosecco. Yeah, that was good.
Thursday. Thursday. Yeah, no one knows. Yeah, Thursday.
Friday was pretty chilled, and then
I had to think there for a minute why you opened Prosecco on a Thursday.
2 couple of cans of Guinness and a nice little scotch last night. So yeah, not that I'm an alcoholic or anything, but it was quite an enjoyable few days.
Actually, we did get free food.
Alcoholic, dead patient,
dead man.
Everything is backwards when you're on the screen.
Do you know? Someone sent me a meme the other day. One of the PTs in the gym is like, if you're good to be back around and stuff, we go for a coffee. And I said, look, I'll leave it till the end of next week, and we'll get a coffee. And he just sent me a meme of the Undertaker getting up after being knocked down. He's like, this is literally you. You're the dead man. Oh.
And now, just before he came on, he thinks that the brain in his rib somehow.
Yeah, but
how? You're not even.
That was my exact question. How have you broken your ribs?
I know, but sure, look, I was going to, it wasn't actually that shite. We got a load of free food from a restaurant down here in Waterford, Peppers, an Indian place.
Peppers.
And it was...
How do you get free food out of Peppers?
Tom, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Who you know, Tom. It was class.
It was like, I even got a bottle of wine.
Yeah, Andrew got a bottle of red wine. It's about €100 worth of food, no doubt.
Yeah.
You spend that much money in Peppers that they're giving you free wine and free food.
No, I get it's people like us, Tom. Well, no, we're not getting into no.
There's a little running joke that when I used to live in Wales, myself and Nat used to frequent the Indian just up the road from us quite a lot, and it's quite a funny joke that after I left a few weeks later, it closed down. So. We were literally in there twice a week, if not 3 times. Like, savage.
Yeah, it's good food. It's good grub.
Like it's restaurant quality, like takeaway food. It's unreal. We had leftovers then for our lunch today. Oh, Jesus Christ!
There was actually so much food you can't even understand it.
Like it was literally a meal for 6
easily,
and for 3 of us, me, Dave, and Kate. And the wine will be cracked open when I go home. For the Royal Rumble. Can't wait for the Royal Rumble. Little kid inside me coming out again.
The Royal Rumble's on tonight.
Royal Rumble's on tonight.
Donald Trump will probably be in that.
Right. We will start with this absolute farce that happened up in Navan today. Mace, should I say. So, more or less, it was... Oh, what's the back coming up again?
What's that?
I can just hear myself back the whole time.
Oh, I can't hear you. It's okay.
So, like, the starter had an absolute mare. Shaky Troy and Aaron's Day, who somehow managed to finish second, were absolutely turned the wrong way. Shaky Troy's jockey fell off the horse. They left to go. The tape wasn't even gone when the jockey was off the horse. So technically it should have been a false start. And for somehow Aaron's Day was left 30 lengths behind and still managed to finish second. The horse would have bolted up and Dave backed him, which is hurting him a tiny bit. Look, this is not... between
I'm laughing at one of the comments.
what?
Because we're talking about this, and everybody knows that Tom has issues with racing and likes to give out about things that shouldn't have happened. Someone wrote in, so Tom is about to ramble for the next 10 minutes.
Oh, it's so true.
Oh,
But before we get in, like
everyone
this is
on the firing line today, I was pissed off, and the WhatsApp group was going. I was texting you two giving out about stuff. I was texting someone else trying to piss out of other people, and yeah.
Look, in all seriousness now, it's a joke at this stage. It's that happened at Punchestown where a horse wasn't even on the track and they left him go. Yesterday, then Gordon Elliott's horse, for the life of me, didn't get a result turned over where he's beaten nose and he was carried 3/4 away across the track. Like, what kind of rules is in this country? The IRHB, they need to start answering some questions. Like Ruby Walsh and Kevin O'Ryan were at Naas today, and they couldn't get an answer out of anyone. Kevin O'Ryan stood outside the steward's room for an hour trying to get answers out of anyone. And Dennis Eugene, I think his name is, the IRHB, was there at the track. He left the track, then came back because he heard this happened. Then wouldn't talk to any because it got referred. But lo and behold, it got referred to him. So why can't he talk about it?
Do you know what? I know Tom will probably make better points on this, but I feel bad for the horse, the jockey, the owner, and the trainer of the horse that came second, because he lost that many lengths. He definitely would have won. So
like Shanta Shaky Troy, the trainer, as far as I know, according to Kevin O'Ryan, is based in Cork, and they have to come the whole way up to there, pay the fees, pay travel, pay the staff, pay the entry into the race, get left at the start when the tape is not come across. They left it, like you can see the jockey who's on Aaron's Day was there with his hands up saying, "I'm not ready to go," and there was 2 horses that were whipped around as well. It's an absolute joke now. How he was looking at it, and he went to do it, and he put his flag back down. It's a joke.
It should have been a false start, and just the point I thought that Ruby made was very good. Was like, we've discussed jockeys making errors and stuff on the podcast before. We did it a lot in the flat season. There was people race riding that was dangerous. What the starter did there was wrong and dangerous. But like, if a jockey did something wrong, a trainer does something wrong, they get fined, they get banned, so on and so forth. Like, why is the race starter not held accountable for that? It's like if a referee in football makes a mistake, so like they get reprimanded for it. Like, there's no way in hell what he did was safe or fair. So he should be brought in and said, right, you can't do whatever for the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Like Kevin O'Brien tried to pull him aside and say, "Will you come over and talk?" And he went, "Not a chance." Like, they should have to, like, for the people that backed in that race, as Ruby said, for the people that paid a subscription to watch the race, somebody needs to say what's happened and what's going to happen. Like, Ruby made a point that he made a human error, an honest mistake when he was riding. He got a 3-week ban for it. There's not a blessed thing going to happen to this starter.
Yeah.
I get why Dennis Egan can't talk about it. It's been referred to the IHRB and it's been referred to him. And I understand that there's red tape around that why he can't talk about it. But why couldn't he just come over and say, "Look, lads, what happened. We're going to have an investigation into it. It's preferred to me. We'll have a report for you, and later in the week." At least acknowledge what's going on. It's like a politician's thing of, if you just ignore it, it'll go away. And I don't want to say like over here, but in Ireland, that tends to be what happens. If you're able to ignore something for a period of time, people just forget about it, and it just moves on, and everyone says, "Asher, be grand." What happened? But there's just so many things wrong with this stuff, and it's a case of they keep shooting themselves in the foot. One thing goes wrong, right? Grand. So he left them off. The guy with the white flag was actually stood there, and they'll put the white flag down as soon as the tape goes, and the starter hasn't waved, or they'll put the white flag down. He actually held the white flag up in the air I was like walking off the track, like, what? Are you sure?
I really should be waving this. Why am I walking?
Yeah, and I thought Ruby and Kevin were brilliant today, and I thought Ruby Walsh was making every point I was thinking of, and one of them was he hadn't let the tape go. So if he'd let the tape go and then the guy fell off, it's done after the race has started. Until that tape is down, the race isn't started. So that happened before the race started, and then he started them. And this is my problem then as well. So that's one issue. Then you go to, they allowed them to weigh in, and they announced the weighed in thing, which is basically saying, yes, this is the official result.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, they announced a stewards inquiry. It's like, how are we getting these simple things wrong? So then you go on to Racing Post site, and the official result for Sean Says and Shaky Try is carried out an unseated rider. How can you be carried out an unseated rider when the race wasn't started? The race wasn't even started because the tape wasn't back. So how can you say they got carried out an unseated rider? It's just like, shoot yourself in the foot time and time and time again. And there's so many problems with them right now because, and they're just in such a bad way, and they just don't help themselves. But it's simple things. It's simple things like, okay, I haven't let the tape go, and these horses have run sideways. Someone's got knocked off. Okay, false start. Right? That's simple. Like, that's really, really easy. The next thing, CCTV in stable yards. Really, really easy. Really simple thing to do. This
is going to drive Tom to alcohol again.
He's on it already. Hence why he's keep going. That wine cellar is empty.
They're just doing stupid things. The next one is the measuring the distance of the tracks. Like, it's not hard. Like, it's really not hard. There's just been so many of them. But what I feel it needs to. There's so many stupid little errors being made. You got to have a look at the top, I think. And if the top's answer to all this is don't want to know, basically, there'll be a report. I hope it gets finished this week. Might not.
Yeah, that's my problem right there. Is why does there need to be such a big investigation in it? Whereas black and white, right in front of you, the tape wasn't back. He should have called a false start. He's seen the three lads behind him. The jockey that was behind put up his hand and said, I'm not ready. The man with the white flag was there standing there. What the hell is going on? Why is he not waving his flag? Had to walk off. It makes no sense whatsoever. The whole system of the IRHB needs to be changed. It's so backdated, it's not even funny. If that was anyone in any other job that made a big fuck up like that, they'd be gone in the morning. There'd be no two ways about it. There'd be no camera on him walking back onto the track, happy as Larry, like nothing happened to race after. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, all you have to do is stand. I could do it. You stand there, right, lads, get in a line, walk, flag up, bang. Oh, two lads down, false start, back you come.
I'd love to see you starting a race. I'd love
to do it. I'll do it. Give me a whole day anywhere. Punchestown, not Punchestown, out in Tramore. How hard can it be?
Do you know what I think half the problem was? And this is never going to get admitted, but this is what was going through his head, I reckon. I have no evidence of this, just my opinion. But that loose horse took ages to catch. The race was so delayed. And then he's got to call a false start, and he's just said, we're way delayed. I'll go on you go. I reckon that's why.
What's the write-up for that horse? Fell at the first, got loose, tailed off, pulled up. Like, it's like the stewarding and everything in this country it's shocking. Like, even yesterday, Stevie Wonder could have seen that horse should have got thrown out, come second at least. Ruby again said, this is the only sport in the world where someone gets fouled and doesn't get the free. That horse, the best horse, lost that day. There's no question about it. The jockey that was on the other horse did not even attempt to straighten up the horse.
In fairness to him, I can't even remember who it was now, but I remember watching it, and he put his hands down, he put his stick down, and he put both hands on the rein, and I actually thought he did a relatively good job. But the case is still, he carried the horse like lengths across the track, and he got beaten short head. It's got to be thrown out.
It's common sense. If the horse was on the other side of him in the straight line, he would have won by about 2 or 3 lengths. End of story. Easy off. Has this interference changed the results of the race? Yes, of course it has.
And Kevin O'Ryan was saying today, or Ruby was saying that the supplementary steward was outside, and he was going in to advise the stewards of the rules and stuff like that. Like, Kevin Blake has made this point 1,000,000 times. We need centralized stewarding. We need a panel of stewards. You'd only need about 10 of them, I'd say. Maybe a few more, but not too many. Professional stewards who sit in the Curragh, who sit in a room in the Curragh, and they've every angle of the race possible, right? And they call an inquiry if they want to. The jockey, they have one steward on the track who deals with any stuff like that and relays it to them on the track. The jockeys in question get called into the steward's room on the track, and there's a video link, because we live in the day and age where there's video links now, and they're sat there and they take evidence off them. And they sit there and they make their own minds up, and they're professional stewards who are consistent, who are then therefore going to be more consistent than whoever it is on the day. Like, there's money there. There's money to be spent. Do you know what I found out the other day as well? That the whole CCTV thing, there was money given for cameras to be put into racecourses. That apparently the reason Leopardstown has them is they were a trial run, and they said it worked fantastic. So there was money ring fenced for cameras to go into every racecourse, right? And they haven't done it. Like, where's that money gone?
Who has the money?
So many questions, and this is before we get to drugs. This is before we even get to the big, difficult things to deal with. Let's get the little simple things right, and then we'll move on to the big things. Like this, I know I probably shouldn't talk about it. This Charles Burns thing is an absolute joke. They've essentially banned the guy for 6 months for leaving his horse on his own for 25 minutes. Mental. It's absolutely mental.
Like, it makes no sense.
He's on one, Andrew. Move on, quick.
Move on, yeah. We'll get taken off the air. But yeah, that appeals next week, I think. But if you they said, like, no accusation is made that Charles Burns did anything to his horse.
So he should be banned.
So you can come up with your own opinion. And they've banned him for leaving his horse on his own for 25 minutes for 6 months.
Absolute bullshit.
I nearly guarantee you nearly every trainer in Ireland would be facing a 6-month ban if that was the case. Or you're going to wipe out not every, but a lot of small trainers in this country and make it even more lent towards the big guys. Because you just don't have the staff to go racing. Or you have to give your staff a break or whatnot. Like, we're just shooting ourselves in the foot in a minute is the problem. Like, we get enough shit that, Irish racing, all this crap. But we've got one of the best products out there. We've competitive racing, we've fantastic trainers, we've fantastic jockeys, and we've fantastic horses. We show that in what we do around the world. We win loads of flat races at the highest level around the world, and we go to Cheltenham and we mop up. And I'm not even saying, but we do. We've got a fantastic racing product, and we're doing stupid things like not being able to start races. And
Siobhan, if you're listening, come take the wine off him quick.
But not having CCTV and not being able to measure our tracks. Like, come on, guys, it's not hard.
I think
Tom should go for the IRHB the chairman. 100%.
You give me 10 years, Andrew.
Give me the starter job. This is great.
I wasn't going to go on a rant, but there we go.
When's not a Sunday when you don't go on one?
Wow.
Exactly.
Stupid, dog.
It is super ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
That's great. 20 minutes. That's great, isn't it? We ain't talking about a race yet.
Fucking hell.
He's nothing to talk about. So.
I know, that's why I left him go. Oh, nothing really happened the weekend. We had Shishkin, we had bloody Albert Bartlett tries Cheltenham was off. Dave had another weekend of second-itis, God bless him. And so on. Right, we start with Shishkin.
Whoa, no. You're not getting away with this. There is one Thursday every year where I tip winners.
Sorry. Yes, my apologies. Oh, talking about this. Right. I when you were rambling on, I lost train of thought. My mind went that way, but I had something to say. It's about the start. The start. This is going back again. Start today. How far away is the first hurdle? A good 3/4 of a furlong away. They had a 4 start in Tyestes where the first fence was like not even 70 yards away, and they still managed to stop them all. How the hell couldn't they do it? Oh my God, seriously. Anyway, back to Tyestes Chase. We gave the 1-2, the 2 boys gave the first, the Cocoa Beach, and bet me the second, bastards. So this is the one day a year where Tom comes good. Man, Tom, 2 years in a row, well done.
It'll be one day that year, one day every year, lads, and you'll make money. It's fine.
Look, it was a good performance. You could pick him out coming down the back straight.
I picking that circuit to go. I see
about what was it? As they turned into the back, you could see he's just traveling away there nicely. What do we make? Mark on National Hunt Chase has been talked about. Where would you go with him next?
You could pick him out nearly when they started because it looked like he was interested for the first time this year. And the circuit to go is this thing is going to absolutely hack up. Yeah. Jack was trying to pull him back the whole time. The blinkers worked. Don't know if they'll work as good the second time, and his handicap mark is gone anyway.
He won't be in any Kim Muir or anything. If he goes to Cheltenham, he'll have to go to National Hunt Chase now. He'd have his chance. I'd imagine something will beat him, but
yeah, he stays well. I'd say so.
Yeah, he stays well.
If you take into account, he's going to improve. He's more or less going to improve again. And how much better is Galvin than him?
That Galvin prices, I don't know what I'm missing. I feel I'm missing something. I don't know what it is.
You're missing sweet fuck all. There's nothing. I don't know where they're getting 4-1 out of.
Do you know what the issue with the National Hunt Chase is now, though? It's
that Rise but Guy's not running it.
If he does run in it, and Paul Nolan basically said if latest exhibition gets beaten again by Monkfish, they'll look at the National Hunt Chase. So the race is going to be way, way harder than it looked 2 or 3 weeks ago. And the law of averages say that latest exhibition will get beaten by Monkfish again. He has his chance, but then so if Royal Pagoi turns up, you have Royal Pagoi latest exhibition. Galvin is favoured all year. It'd be very, very hard to win that race. You think the latest exhibition and Royal Pagoi would be the top two?
I think he's a lay. He not even. I 100% take him on. Was he fourth?
Who, Galvin?
Something like that, yeah.
My voice went really high there.
Who's going to take Monkfish on then? If all those run in the same race, who's going to take Monkfish on? It's not going to be Royal Pagoi anyway.
No. It's like Royal Pagoi, the National Hunt or Gold Cup. He's not. He won't end up in the RSA. He's not even entered in it. I don't think.
I do understand where Nolan is coming from. He obviously wants to win a race at Cheltenham, and latest exhibition is a Grade 1 horse. But if he gets bet again on Sunday, he's probably thinking, how do I turn around the form?
Well, you can also throw Next Destination into it.
He won't beat Monkfish.
No, into the National Hunt.
Yeah, that's true as well. Yeah.
Nothing's going to beat Monkfish, lads. Don't worry. Whoever backed Monkfish anti-post, you're on a good one.
Well, I tell you, if you think he's going to win the weekend, you're nearly positive he's winning the RSA because the challengers are becoming few and far between after that.
He'll win again.
Well, that actually probably leads nicely onto the race today. That Eclat de Rire of Henry's that won really nicely.
That was a lovely performance.
Just talking to him, Henry sounded like he was leaning towards the RSA maybe. Or the National Hunt Chase. I'm sure they'll have a look at both of them, but yeah, he's another horse I could see being placed in a race like that. Anyway, we don't know how good he is yet, but
I'd say he's not experienced enough to win it, but I'd say he'll learn a lot from it. Look, it's going to take one hell of a performance to beat Monkfish on what we know, even on the weekend.
Yeah,
The only thing is, latest destination has not been to latest destination. Exhibition. I was like, hang on, that's not right. What is it? Latest.
I knew it wasn't right, and I was going to let you go.
I knew it wasn't right. I was like, hang on, what's wrong? Latest exhibition. He hasn't been that far away from him, lads.
But Monkfish is Dawson when he gets to the front.
This is that's the point I've been making, and I've backed the latest exhibition for the RSA, but I said this to Andrew. It could have been the show that you weren't on, Tom, last week. I think the only chance of beating Monkfish is to go ahead of him like 50 yards from the line, because he's so tough. When you start battling him, he just wants to fight and he wants to win. And like in the Albert Bartlett last year, he was beaten and then battled back and won. In the race at Christmas, when latest exhibition came up sides at the last fence, he just started fighting and he ended up winning then by 3 lengths going away. But I think Brian Cooper accepted he was beaten with kind of half a furlong left. But if you start battling that horse too soon, you're going to lose.
I don't think they've even got to the bottom of him yet.
It's going to take like an unbelievable ride where you literally only go ahead of him for a short amount of time and you don't give him a chance to battle against you, because he's super, super tough.
But it's even that when you're going to get the chance to go past him, he proved he can do it from the front the last time. He was left in front the last time and he done it not a hassle. I think he's flawless, as there can be for a 3 mile novice chaser.
And they're two good horses.
Oh, 2 of them are like. I hope Monkfish beats him a nice bit, so that makes latest exhibition go to the National Hunt Chase, because he'll win the National Hunt Chase.
Yeah, he would.
Right, move on to Shishkin. What did you make of us beating Eldorado Allen by 8 lengths? Impressed? Just did what he have to do, or Dave wasn't impressed?
It's not that I wasn't impressed. Like stone hands, as the lads call him in the group. Nico, it just, I don't know. I used to like Nico. This season he's been very poor. He'd worry me. And I just think he's too short. Like get 6-1, 13-2 now on Energumene. For that.
Tom just nailed it.
That's because Dan's from like half an hour up the road from where I'm from, England. So.
I can't see him being out of the top 3, so it's a great each way bet. And he's going to be a proper grade 1 horse, and Shishkin hasn't faced one yet. Like, fair enough over hurdles in the Supreme. He won the Supreme well last year, but you could also say that
it fell apart.
It fell apart a little bit, and he was so far back when all that drama happened from Asteroid going mental. That's what he is. He's just a lunatic. Like, he missed out on all that and then came flying at the end. But Shishkin's very good, but for me at the price, I'd take him on.
For anyone who's the form, likes all the form and stats and puts them all together. On Eldorado Allen, All Mankind beats the same horse by 15 lengths in a quicker time on the same ground. So I know you're thinking like Shishkin obviously should be a lot better than him, but All Mankind has done nothing wrong this season. I'm not putting him up before you even start, Tom. I'm not saying All Mankind will win. It's just a perspective that you want to put into it. He's a very, very, very good horse. He's worthy favourite. Should he be odds on? No, he shouldn't be odds on. I'm going to take a leaf out of Tom's book. What does he beat?
Energumene and Unexpected.
Sorry, say that again. Say that again.
Energumene.
Thank you.
And Unaccepted are both enter for the Irish Arkle on Saturday or Sunday. I think it's Saturday. If I'm not saying it again.
Say it again. You have to, or you're sacked.
If Energumene,
there you go,
destroys that field,
oh, great.
If he destroys that field, then you have a legitimate challenger. So to me, he's too short yet after seeing kind of the main challenger coming out from Ireland.
Yeah, I agree there, Dave. I think Energamene is
Sorry, what?
is the best. Energamene is the best horse in Ireland in that division. I think he's an extremely good horse, and I think it's going to be a very good race. I see this 13-2 about Energamene. And I would much rather be backing him each way than I would at Shishkin at odds on, right? But that's simply
I hope you got that from me, Tom.
got what from you?
The 13-2. Got it for me.
No, I got like 6-1 for you. I think.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
So yeah, look, I'd much rather be backing him at that price, but that's simply a price thing. I love Shishkin, lads. I think he's literally like Altior 2.0.
No, he's not.
He is. He's exactly like him.
He hasn't done anything Altior's done. Like, go back and look at the Supreme Altior one. The top 6 in that would lap them in that Supreme last year.
You're knocking Shishkin on.
I'm not knocking him. He's not like Altior.
He hammered Shamblu last year. He's come out and been a good horse. Abracadabras is not a bad horse at all. He's stepped up into open grade 1 company now.
He's a spoonful.
I hate that horse.
Eldorado Allen, in fairness to him now, he's run to a mark on a level of around 150 all the time. Shishkin made bits of him. Absolute bits of him. I think he's an aeroplane, and he's fantastic because he jumps so well. And even when he's in close, he jumps. He just gets himself right and fiddles his way over it. When he's long, he comes up and he races behind the bridle. He's not one of these keen going swords who's going to pull around like an idiot for half the race. He settles, he relaxes. He only comes alive when you want him to. And then he goes on and kicks 5, 6, 7, 8 lengths clear. So I think he's the real deal, to be honest.
But the real question, Tom, is, and you can't sit in the fence. You have to give an answer. Shishkin or Envoi Allen?
As in what? Who would I rather own?
Who's going to win? If it's 2 mile 2, who wins the race?
Oh,
if it's
dead heat.
It's really tough.
No, it's not.
Just pick one.
Yeah, it is. I would go for if it was on better ground, I'd go for Shishkin definitely.
Why does he have to bring ground into it? There's always a way for him to sit in the fence.
On typical first day Cheltenham Festival, good to soften places.
Yeah, I'd take Shishkin because if it was heavy ground, it would make it much more of a staying test, which would suit Envoi Allen. They're 2 different types of horses, I think.
One is a superstar, and one is.
I only said that because I knew he'd pick Shishkin, and he'll get slated in the comments now for picking it from the Irish people that love Envoi Allen.
Look, just not again.
Here we go. This is not to say that I hate Envoi Allen.
Yeah, you do.
Hey, you do.
If it was over 2 mile 6, I'd pick Envoi Allen. So there you go.
Look, there's nothing. I'm not saying Shishkin it won't win. I'm just saying that odds on. It's not a bet you would want to take, especially a 2 mile novice that's going to have his first proper race of the season when he goes against Energamene, Captain Guinness, who else? All Mankind is going to go off like the clappers. Like he's going to be taken off his feet at some stage, and his jumping has been put to the test yet.
Who, Shishkin?
Yeah. Hasn't been put to the test.
Funny.
Oh, will you stop? His last 3 races have been schooling sessions.
Yeah, and he jumps. And what has Envoi Allen's been?
And now we're not talking about Envoi Allen right now.
Yeah, different with Envoi Allen when he's jumping around, not beating anything, just quickening up, going to the last.
Yeah, he's just taking the piss.
He's doing the same. And
I heard Shishkin's wearing a tongue tie and a set of handcuffs.
Is that your friend called Shishkin, or is that the horse name?
That's why I got the free peppers yesterday.
Here we go. Do you know what? It's funny because it's true.
Oh, stop.
We move. Oh, look, we leave bloody Shishkin to the end of the month. We've more on that.
What?
You
You Shishkin haters.
Shitskin.
I think he's very good, but
I don't hate him at all. Not one bit. He's the best England have by a mile. But this crack of comparing him to Sprinter Sacre is just absolute nonsense.
Not Sprinter Sacre. I compare him to Antioch because he races like him.
Doesn't hit a flat spot.
He does.
That's not a flat spot. That's just Nico de Boinville trying not to fall off him.
Yeah, but that's true as well.
Nico haters as well now. Jesus.
Look, again, Ruby even said to him, that's not him hitting the flat spot. That's just Nico trying to organise himself.
Yeah, I'm not saying he hits a flat spot. I'm saying he races behind the bridle. He doesn't pull your arms out or anything like that, you know. So when he's there, when you want him to quicken up and you grab a hold of him, he's there for you.
There's no as of now. There's no flaws in him.
There is a flaw.
But this is what I'm trying to get at is, come Cheltenham, like this is the whole thing. People say, "Oh, why'd you tip up most Irish horses?" Most Irish horses are going to have proper races at Christmas time against proper horses at the Dublin Racing Festival. They're going to be used to it. Where Shishkin and them, they're beating shite. They're doing it
again. Envoi Allen is having proper races, isn't he? And
yeah, but at least Envoi
take that case for Shishkin and then say, "Oh, Envoi Allen's all right though. He beats nothing. 2 runner fields, 3 runner fields. That's fine."
When Tom falls in love with a horse, they don't win because he's a crow. So watch out. Look at poor Absolute Tired last year. I'm presenting Percy. Before you move on, someone left a question in there about when.
Was it about Mum's tipple?
No.
He gets very defensive now. Look, this is what happens when Tom gets on the red wine. He gets very defensive.
Shane asked, when will bookmakers go non-runner, no bet? It's late this year. Some of the bookmakers are already non-runner, no bet for a couple of weeks.
The majority of them are, I think.
Are they? It doesn't say on odds tracker that they are. I know Paddy Power are they?
Paddy Power, Bettrick. Is it Bettrick 65?
Yes, I think they are. Yeah.
Who else are? Boyles, I think, are as well.
They are because they ad on telly about it.
And Betfair's sports books are as well.
Yeah.
Where to next? The Mayor's Hurdle. Miranda beat Floresta by 4.5 lengths. Then Maria's Rock, who may go do on now after that absolute shite again. Beating 18 lengths back in the third. Look, what we learn out of this, any of them going forward, Mayor's Hurdle, any chance really? Miranda done it well now, in fairness to her. She travelled well, picked up well, but on the face value of it, no.
I'd safely say any of those would be beaten about 25 lengths by Concertista and Honeysuckle.
Speaking of mares, this is true what Tom texted us today about another mare.
Oh no, I don't know if we can reveal that yet.
Can we not reveal? Why not? We
talked the truth anywhere. It's not in the press.
Wait, rumors.
Rumors, yeah.
Don't. That's rumors.
Oh.
Don't even rumors.
What's going on is true, but I don't know if we can. We can't reveal anything. We would have to get confirmation and then reveal it. I'd say.
Do we really?
Yeah,
yes.
Yes,
we do.
Why do we have to?
This is like doing the pennies closed all over again.
Yeah.
Don't you start now, you with your pennies. First time ever I had to edit one of these. And we say some shit in this now, but.
And that was true as well, wasn't it? But you just can't say it.
Yeah, but pennies are a multi-billion-dollar industry with a lot of lawyers. We're not.
Yeah. Anyway, swiftly moving on.
Albert Bartlett. Who won that? The Cop? Am I right? The Cobb. Sorry, the Cobb. I have Cop written now for some reason. 25-1, 9-length winner back to Port Storm and good old Castle Robin back in third. First run over 3 miles. Absolutely loved it. No entry at Cheltenham though. What do we make of it? It's one of these years where it's just going to be won by some random yoke now, the Albert Bartlett.
To be honest, if that wins the Albert Bartlett, it's one of the years where it's a bad Albert Bartlett because
it's going to be like Metello Tower all over again.
There looks to be one or two decent horses.
Holy Macaronis out the weekend.
He's out the weekend. Statler looks a decent enough horse. You'd expect them to be better than the likes of that. What was in that race at Doncaster the weekend?
Barbados Fox as well. I'd throw in there.
Yeah, he's a nice horse.
Fair enough. Move on. Back Sky Bet handicap chase. Good old Takingrisks at. Sorry, Dave. 40-1 wins with I Right back in second. And Captain Orr back in third. Bit of a shock result, but not the biggest in the world when you take in that he's a Scottish national winner. He stays all day. Played the strains. I Right, God bless him. Finished second again. Jockey lost his whip after the second last. Probably costing the race, given how much encouragement would have gave the horse. But Captain Orr's jumping wasn't good enough when it mattered. So, what do we make of it? Dave, how are you, lad? You all right? And talk about it.
3 times I'm after backing I Right now this year. 3. The first time I think I put him up at like 40-1 on the podcast. He got each way. That's grand. He got bet by his surname. Backed him for the Hennessy. Beaten by I just don't even know where the clock cap or whatever his name is came out of that. And I put up York Hill, and when he was a non-runner, I said I'd go with I Right, and up until the second last fence he had it.
So at the end, Tom, you don't look too impressed by this race at all.
I only saw the highlights of it, and couldn't give a shit really, to be honest.
Oh, the sweet fuck all going to come out of it. Look, Take a Risk. He's a decent horse. He's your good old stay and chase or ex-Scottish national winner. Look, he ran well behind York Hill last time, but you're never going to pick him out 40-1 in that. But look, it is what it is.
Do you know, I've had when he came second yesterday, I was fuming because it's like finally he's going to win. And he's going to be a horse now, and it's going to have to keep backing until he wins for me. 3 people messaged me on Facebook, slips of Taking Risk, a £5, €1. Look, I'm back to 40-1 winner. And I'm like, oh, I can't even answer that.
You should have. Like, he was on my house now, and I could see his watch and the heart rate start going up and up. The closer they got to the line, I thought he was going back into hospital now, the poor chap. Then he tried to blame it on the drink. What, the drink? That's it. No, Backerson today. Good old Gray winning the race he usually mops up in. For some reason, I took him on with Beacon Edge. I don't know why.
Do you know what? If
one of my bad moments.
If our mayor runs as many decent races as Backerson's after, and she doesn't even have to win a lot. If she runs as decent many races as Backerson has ran in and stays fit and healthy through the years, that's an unbelievable horse to own. I know you can own a superstar and all that, and they obviously used to own on the show, but that horse,
legend, isn't he?
Every year wins his couple of races, tries his heart out. Just a tremendous horse.
Wins over hurdles, wins over fences. Great little Grey.
I thought Mr. Incredible won well today. Took a while to get on top, but when he did, he pricked his ears and he won nicely. And that really is franking that
Gaillard de Mesnil
form.
What was that little part?
It's the real talking horse from Willie's that Holy Macapony beat on.
Algon Photos colours.
Yeah.
Did Holy Macapony beat him?
Yes.
Yeah. Magic Days has come out, and Magic Days, who was third, came out and won as well at Clonmel. Didn't beat much, but won very well. The Ballymore is going to be some race if Brave Man's Game, Bob Ollinger, and Gaillard de Mesnil turn up.
I hear. Speaking of the Ballymore, me and Dave were watching ITV racing yesterday, and Rachel Blackmore came on an interview, And they asked her,
Why
what?
are you watching ITV racing?
Because I was
No,
flicking
he
over
just had that on.
and we seen Rachel was on it, and we said we listened for a minute. We turned off very quickly though. Let's not get mistaken now. She was on, and the question asked her, "You're on Bob Ollinger and blah blah blah. Are you scared of Brave Man's game?" Her answer was no. Plain and simple, no. I've never got a feeling off a horse before. But she may as well just say this thing is going to win. She'll plain and simply say, no, I'm not scared of that.
That Gaillard de Mesnil, I think he'll batter some horses the weekend.
Mm.
Very good.
The vibe I got anyway was that Bob is a monster. So
I gave you that vibe over a year ago. You wouldn't even listen.
For what the Supreme is lacking in depth, the Ballymore has it. That's going to be an unbelievable race.
It'll be interesting what way they ride Bob with Brave Man's game, the way he goes off out in front. Will he surely just take a lead off him and down the hill, jump the second last, on you go. Rachel waving her whip to nobody.
If that Holy Macapony like comes back to that form, he's going to take some whacking in the Albert Bartlett, and he's 21 as well.
Like if as you said, that form of him beating Jared, what's his name?
Gaillard de Mesnil.
Gaillard de Mesnil. If that's to be taken on face value, shut up.
That's not what I said.
I didn't try it. I hope they don't know if I say it fast enough. If Album Force was little brother, if that form's to take literally, Holy Macapony is way overpriced. Anyway, that's all the racing. So I put up on Twitter people to put in questions, and I took out a few of them here. We're going to go through a few of them here. 2 seconds now. Right, the first one is from Chris 94787544. That's like your goddamn bank account, Tom. So the question is, just wondering if you know anything about Champ. Are they going run him soon? Surely, if not, won't go to the Gold Cup. If you see my Twitter today, I got exclusive footage of him schooling.
He is going for the Denman Chase at Newbury.
Yeah, so he's not going to run the Gold Cups. He's not going to turn up in that.
You know what? It might not be on the way the weather is, because it's been cancelled the last few years. The Betfair hurling stuff's been rearranged. So
it's raining up to Wednesday, I think.
I wouldn't be banking on it. But
any news on Cheltenham being rescheduled? Just while it's on top of my head.
Not yet.
Is it being rescheduled? No.
They said they're rescheduling
it. Tom, this will be a question you'd know more than me now. It's a two-part question. Question regarding the rules around trainer declaring the non-runner. If they arrive at the track and the horse isn't right, I presume it's effect confirms this. And the second part, hold up now, is change it going straight forward. But if the trainer decides in the morning that the horse isn't right and won't be running, can the horse stay at home? And the reason is just accepted by the stewards.
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways around this. There's the first one is that you get a vet cert, that you say there's a problem with my horse, and you lodge the vet cert when you're saying that's why my horse isn't running. Not 100% sure in Ireland how it works, but I know in the UK you can issue a self-cert and just say this is the reason my horse isn't running, he's lame or whatever, but you only get so many self-certs. You only get such a percentage of your non-runners can be self-certs. They went after it there a few years ago in the UK and they really clamped down on it. So you can. The thing with the going always gets me as well, because it's whatever you declared on. So if you declared on, good ground and you actually think the going is soft, unless the going description changes, you can't use that as an excuse. So that's always an interesting one. But yeah, you'll often see if you go on to irishracing.com, normally have them in one of their bits on the side. They have the non-runners and they have a link from probably IHRB website or Horse Racing Ireland website, one of them of why they're non-runners as well. And you'll often see like coughing or didn't eat up and things like this. So
So the Nicky Henderson excuses.
Yeah, it depends. You can't you're not going to get away with it on it. You can't do it on a mass scale. You can't just ring up and say every time you want your horse to be a non-runner, oh, my horse didn't. You can't be that blatantly obviously about it. But yeah, there's a few ways around it anyway.
So next one is Mark and 221. That's too many numbers. If you had your own stable, which novice chaser, novice hurdler, and handicapper would you have? I really should have texted you this earlier, so be ready for this.
I go Envoi Allen,
Envoi Allen.
All of the above.
Gaillard de Mesnil for the novice hurdler. Chaser album photo. Hurdler. Paisley Park.
Yeah.
Handicapper.
Andrew.
Imperial Alcazar.
Go on, Tom.
I would go Envoi Allen. Novice hurdler, I would go Bob Ollinger. Chaser, I would go a Plutard.
Back at the bandwagon.
Hurdler, Honeysuckle. She's just so cool. And handicapper. I did the boss's Oscar is going to win loads of races and is still well handicapped for all. It's going to get hammered by the UK handicapper. So I'd go Bob Ollinger at the minute. Not Bob Ollinger. The boss's Oscar.
I was full sure you're going to say carefully selected.
Handicapper. Oh, brilliant. I'd have
quite closely followed by Simply the Bets.
Oh, Jesus. You like the way you're holding on to this.
He's only ran once.
Yeah, what's the story of him? I seen a picture of him the other day. Nothing. Right, my novice chaser, Envoi Allen. Not novice chase. My novice chase was Monkfish. Change it up. Novice hurdler, Bob Ollinger. Chaser, has to be album photo. Hurdler would be Honeysuckle. Lover. Handicapper. Who the hell would you have as handicapper? I've no idea.
Robin.
No. Robin. Who would I have? I don't know who would I have a handicapper. No idea. Right, moving on.
Whatever wins on Saturday for you in a handicap.
Yeah, whatever wins the big handicap chase at Leopardstown. Assuming he doesn't fall, which race is Colin and Fire going to win? None.
I don't think he'll win either.
Tom thinking there.
He was going well last year, though, lads. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what route they'd go down with him, but I'm sure he'll run his race.
Next one. From Garrett, the load of numbers again. Have any of you had 4 winners on a lucky 15? And if you did, yeah, no, I didn't. No. Dave might have had it 4 seconds.
I've had 3 winners and a second 3 times.
So no.
No, I've never had 4 winners on lucky 15.
I don't really do them.
I don't really do them either, to be honest.
One of the ones where I had 3 winners, I got for 50 cents. So it was only $7.50 lucky 15. I got like 312 or something back. So you can imagine what I would have got back if the other one would have won.
What bothers me about the thing that always puts me off the unlucky 15 is, and I know you get stuff back if 3 wins, but if you add up what you get with a lucky 15, say $7.50, and then if you put $7.50 accumulator on, there's a big difference. That's what puts me off. If I'm doing 4 horses, I'll do them in the accumulator. I
told Andrew, Tom, that over Christmas when I was in the hospital, I had a 5 horse accumulator for, I think it was €3, but it was worth 500 and something. Nasalam let me down. The other 4 won.
Whoops.
That hurts.
That's the way it goes, isn't it?
His heart rate went through the roof. Last one before I go back to the comms, we'll have a look at there. As the time arrived for majority meetings like yesterday at Cheltenham to have a reserve day. Seems such a shame to lose a great card and one that is critical to the build up. There's another part for a number of horses in its preparation for the festival. So, in other words, should there be a contingency plan? There's talk. There's talk of some of the races being moved to Saturday. Someone just put in the comments there.
Yeah, no, I think the Cheltenham races are going to the Sandown card. It has that Silly Oil Novice Chase Grade 1 on it. There's really not much you can do about the weather. Like, we're living in Ireland and England, and it snows and it rains a lot, and the ground becomes flooded. So what can you do? Like,
shit happens.
I think it's kind of I don't think you can do it for every meeting, but I think for something like Cheltenham that you were getting close to it and it was becoming fairly apparent it was going to be in massive danger. You should start planning 2 or 3 days ahead and saying, right, if this is off, where can we move these races to? So we're not sat here now going, oh, is it being moved? Is it not being moved? You know. So.
I think this year especially as well, with how things have gone with COVID and the lockdowns and stuff, having racing on ITV or a Saturday is something that people look forward to. So when it is cancelled, like, there's nothing else to do. We're stuck indoors. The weather is atrocious, so it is hard. And like, for any racing fans like us or the people commenting, when you're building up to watching Cheltenham on a Saturday, it gets cancelled, especially now because there's nothing else to look forward to. It is definitely hard, and it would be nice for it to be rescheduled for sure.
I'd say it'll go to Saturday, which would be good. But whether the same horses are going to run it now is another thing. But look, be nice to see what an 8-9 race card at Sandown.
Yeah, and Dublin Racing Festival.
What a day!
It's a long day now.
Somebody said there, Andrew, about bets for what's on the radar for next weekend. I just looked, and topping my radar is Holy Macapony, who is 10-1 in the Nathaniel Lacey and Partners Solicitors Novice Hurdle. 10-1, and Galliard de Mesnil is 11-4. So I will take that 10-1, please.
I'd like to see Milena Indo come out and win well.
My 2 now would be
and Honeysuckle. Sorry, and Honeysuckle.
I think Galliard de Mesnil will win.
Who's in that race before we go any further?
Oh, there's loads of decent horses in it. Holy Macapony is in it, but I would think the Willie Mullins horse to turn the form around. And I don't know what happened to Holy Macapony the last day, but Fighter Allen came out during the week and did nothing for that form as well. He was pulled up that day as well. So that would worry me how he got pulled up. And Aplu Tom as well on the Sunday.
For anyone who is new to the podcast, Aplu Tom is Aplu tired. And if you're new to the podcast, where the hell have you been? Seriously, like, Jesus.
Like, Aplu Tom is too big a price again, like.
Is he running there, Dave? Is he not?
No, he's not running there. He's not running. He's going straight.
Well, there you go. That's why he's too big a price. That counts him out.
I don't get this. Why they say a horse is not going to run till Cheltenham, but yeah, he's entered unless they're entered ages before us.
Do you know one of the lads that is in the group has talked up C. Decor. He was second to, was it Master McShay?
Yeah.
At Leopardstown over Christmas. He's a right good horse, and he'll be in one of the handicap hurdles, I think. He's a good chance. He
was absolutely punted off the board as well.
Yeah, I think he got beaten by probably a grade 1 horse that day, I'd say.
Who's in the... I'm going through the Dublin races.
Keep an eye out for that C. Decor. He was well fancied that day as well.
Can't wait for Dublin Race Festival.
Shout out to Aaron for that one. He put us on to him earlier in the year.
He did. Anything else now before we wrap up? I know you. Oh, look, we'll have a look at this one. I didn't really read properly. Come on. I don't know. I know you give out about ITV and all that, but it's better it on weekly than RT having it on once a month. Yeah. Look, it's there for everyone to see, everyone to watch races, especially in, as Dave said, the times that are in. But they really need to look at.
That is a big deal. Like there's so much going on that needs fixing in Ireland. But yeah, that's a great point. There's decent racing on nearly every weekend on a Sunday in Ireland. That should be on TV. When the racing is on TV, they constantly say about getting young people to go racing, get it more as a sport for people to watch. Has to be on TV for that. So those big cards on a Sunday should definitely be on TV. And you shouldn't have to pay for it to watch it. It should be on RTE for sure.
It's going to be the media rights issue. Like ITV pay a lot of money to get those cards. RTE are just not going to have that budget to compete against a subscription-based TV company like Racing TV. But yeah, no, I totally agree. I'd love to see more of it on RTE. I think some of the specials they do are really good. Jane Mangan's gone and interviewed some people this year, and I know she interviewed the O'Sullivans, Maxine and Eugene, and it was really good. And yeah, it's fantastic coverage. Hugh Carl is very good as well. I really like him. ITV, like, look, it has its place. It's just aimed at a different audience, and I don't fall into that audience. Is basically it.
I wouldn't say we're ever getting invited on it.
Nah, we're never getting invited on ITV anyway. But
shame.
No, it definitely has a place. I know we take the piss or whatever, but it definitely has its place for the wider audience who just tune in for a couple of hours on the Saturday, and it's great for that. They in fairness to them, they do a good job.
For the budget they have, it should be a lot better.
I don't know. They've a tough job as well, in fairness. But I wouldn't sit down and watch that for the afternoon. I'd rather watch Racing TV. But
exactly,
it's aimed at two different audiences. So.
Right, we'll wrap up, lads. We're here now an hour. So, as we were talking about, Dublin Race Festival is on the weekend. So, we'll be previewing that all on Wednesday. So, that'll be extra long one, I take it. Why are you laughing at?
Dave, could you interview Bryony? I'd pay to watch that. I would do that, no problem.
Let's make it happen. Twitter world, make it happen. So we're back, as I said, Wednesday for the Dublin Race Festival, and Sandown or whatever's on. Sandown's on?
Sandown is on, and the Dublin
we are
Race
not
Festival.
Covering stuff other than the Dublin Race Festival. We'll be here for about 10 hours.
There's a grade 1 at Sandown, Tom.
I've realised after tipping those horses on Thursday, I just, there's a reason I bet on Irish racing and I don't bet much on English racing. It's just, I just don't know much about it, to be honest with you.
You just need to lay off the wine, Tom.
Oh, probably, Dave. Once we get out of the grade 1s and the novices, I'm gone.
Lads, we're back. We're back on Wednesday. We'll see you then, and we'll also have a Cheltenham Festival anti-post video, which we are struggling to get ones for because we've about 20 million tips. But anyway, and as at the end of the month, our Cheltenham Festival preview is on Friday the 26th at 7:30 live at 8 on YouTube and Facebook. So get that in the diary. That'll be a good crack. So again, lads, thanks for watching. We'll see you on Wednesday. Keep comment below with your best performance of the weekend and what you thought of that absolute farce at Naas.